What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So let's get into this, my 600-pound life stories that will have you in awe. The last one that I did was very, very disturbing. The one that had the lady with the maggots in her like crevices, that really like disturbed the hell out of me. So I'm not sure what to expect in this one, but yeah guys, we're just gonna hop straight into this video and see what's gonna have me in awe. So let's get it.
Every patient who walks into Dr. Now's clinic has their own story to tell, and we've seen a variety of weight loss journeys over the years, some of which have been tremendously successful,
Those beans?
others have regrettably failed. And in today's video, we will be looking at some of the stories that will have you in awe. So, let's roll. James Jones.
We've lost so many in the family. I'm not ready to lose another one.
In Season 2, we met the 37-year-old Frankston, Texas resident who weighed 728 pounds at the time.
Oh my
James
God.
was a skinny youngster who had no problems with his physical well-being, but as he grew older, he began to gain weight. His love for food had caused him to gain 280 pounds by the time he was 16 years old. When his father and sister both died of obesity-related illness, James had begun to gain weight as well. He tried to reduce it, but as he resorted to food for solace, it became impossible for him. James's mother, who also served as his carer, was concerned that he might be the next to die in the same bed. But thankfully, he realized what was best for him, and, determined to live a long and normal life, he relocated to Houston to get close to Dr. Now. With the help of a strict diet, he shed 53 pounds in a few weeks and was able to get the surgery he needed. He weighed 376 pounds at the end of the episode, down over 352 pounds.
Looking at houses makes me excited about the future.
Betty Jo.
I
Good for him.
am always in pain. I can't do anything on my own.
Betty Jo Elmore made an appearance on the show weighing almost 700 pounds, and she made a lot of fans. Betty Jo and her husband Josh were both struggling as she longed to lose weight, but her husband was concerned that if she reached her goal, she would end their marriage. Betty refused to back down and was able to reduce her weight to 445 pounds by following the doctor's advice. She stuck to a strict diet and fitness regimen. Her progress was stopped, however, due to a health issue. Betty found out she was pregnant on the show, and doctors discovered a big bone tumor on her spine. The lump could have induced paralysis, but there was no way to operate on it and remove it until she gave birth. She spent a lot of time in the hospital, which naturally affected her weight loss efforts. She was, nevertheless, concerned about the safety of her unborn child. Betty reprioritized weight loss after the birth of her son, Preston, in 2016. She resolved to get back on track and achieve her weight loss goal.
We loved each other when we got married, but we were never able to live like a married couple.
Carrie Johnson.
You know what I find weird about some of these stories? The partner sometimes never wants their significant other to lose the weight. I mean, it's good that they love them the way that they are, but if there's health issues and if that person wants to lose the weight, they should be supportive of that. Like, I noticed that. Like in the last video, the lady, her husband or her boyfriend or whatever, he didn't want her to lose the weight for whatever reason. I think that's kind of strange, but hey.
When I wake up, the reality of what my life is like now just comes crashing down on me.
When Carrie initially appeared on the show, she was on the verge of eating herself to death as she was still suffering over the loss of her father as a result of a botched weight reduction procedure. But worst of all was that she also had to go through a never-ending pattern of toxic behavior with her husband, Chris. She began eating at the age of 8 and has never stopped. After all, despite realizing that weighing around 400 pounds at the age of 18 wasn't healthy, she couldn't break free from the vicious cycle of her compulsive eating because life threw curveball after curveball at her. Her life started getting a little better when she met her husband, Chris, but things started going south again after she miscarried with him. She also had a mass and had to have a hysterectomy. Her weight was also deteriorating her marriage. That was enough for her, and she decided to take Dr. Now's help. She was told by Dr. Now that she needed to shed 60 pounds in order to be considered for surgery, but when she came in for her follow-up appointment, she weighed in at 590 pounds, having only shed 12 pounds. Dr. Now gave her a second chance to bounce back, and this time she also went for therapy, which helped a lot. After a few more rough months, Carrie reached her weight loss goal, weighing in at 491 pounds and receiving approval for gastric bypass surgery.
Today, Haley and I wanted to come back to the park with Chris and spend the afternoon together.
Brandon Scott.
Please, someone help me, God, I'm gonna die.
You need to calm down.
Brandon Scott was a talented vocalist from Columbus, Ohio, who was trying to lose weight in order to advance his career. On the show, viewers followed 33-year-old Brandon as he traveled through the airport on his way to Houston to see Dr. Now, as fellow passengers stare at him and make comments about his weight. The young man is in tears. Brandon suffered from lymphedema, which caused swelling and blockage in the lymphatic system, which prevented Dr. Now from performing weight loss surgery on him. Fortunately, Brandon had the right attitude to make a positive change in his life. He had ballooned up to 718 pounds at first.
Yo, food is an
12
addiction.
months later,
That's
he was
crazy.
down to 383 pounds, which was a remarkable milestone. Even Dr. Now was impressed with how far he had come in such a short period of time. Taylor, his girlfriend, seemed to have a large role in this, as she followed his diet and ate the same foods as him. It was a fantastic start to a new chapter in both of their lives, and he's kept up his weight loss efforts over the years.
To hear Dr. Now say he's proud of me feels really good.
June McCamey.
I'm a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. As far as your therapist that you want me to see,
We saw June in season 4. She was 43 years old at the time, weighed 590 pounds, and lived in Houston, Texas. Due to her large body, the mother
something
of
with the
4 was
maggots, is
fully
it?
reliant on her children and other family members to look after her.
I don't think
June's
so.
weight gain was the result of her using food as a coping strategy. She couldn't help but turn to food to cope with her grief after losing her son, Mac, to gun violence. Whenever she was upset, she went to eat. But when she understood that her
That's me.
lifestyle was separating her from her other children, she
Not
sought
gonna lie.
treatment and began living a better lifestyle. She was determined to make a difference, so she followed the food and exercise instructions she was given and began losing weight almost immediately. She underwent weight loss surgery as well. She shed more than 200 pounds while on Dr. Now's program, and for the first time in several years, she was almost 300 pounds. However, because she wanted to improve her physical look even more, she began to disagree with Dr. Now about the excess skin removal surgery. While he stated that she needed to drop more weight to be qualified, by the end of her first episode, she had achieved substantial weight loss and a physical makeover, making her a success story.
I'm looking forward to seeing the doctor again and seeing how far I've come this past year.
Melissa Morris.
I set out to say, ooh, I want to grow up to be the world's biggest lady. I want to be 700 pounds.
31-year-old Melissa Morris began her adventure with the show's specialist Dr. Now, weighing 692 pounds. Chris, her husband, was scolded for allowing her to binge eat. She had been used to a sedentary lifestyle in which she was binge eating around the clock because he found it impossible to say no to her. She could barely walk or perform basic daily tasks.
Don't that shit
And her dream of one day
hurt?
having children looked a long way off. She longed to
All
be a
that
mother,
weight.
but as the years passed, she saw her wish fade away. That appeared to be one of the main reasons for her voyage. She met Dr. Now after a chance encounter with one of his former patients. Her lovely, hard-working nature drew viewers in, and they were glad to have her back on the show. Despite this, she took a long time to reach her goal weight. As a result, her admirers were thrilled when she was approved for plastic surgery. She weighed 157 pounds after that.
Life is still a little overwhelming.
Before we go on to the very last story on our list, we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's video, as well as if you have any other favorite shows that you'd like to see on our channel. Marla McCants.
No matter where you think your life is going, you never imagine it being this bad.
43-year-old Marla McCants weighed over 800 pounds and characterized herself as a junk food junkie. With 3 daughters and 5 grandkids, the grandmother reached the conclusion that it was time for a change. It wasn't, however, a simple and direct transition. After being diagnosed with gout, a disorder linked to her weight, McCants was confined to her bed. She admitted that she couldn't stop eating once she started. Like so many others, she used food as a coping strategy. When she first came to see Dr. Now, he was worried that she would die within days of their meeting. She gradually lost enough weight to be approved for gastric bypass surgery. She weighed 534 pounds at the end of her episode. Unlike many of the show stars, she did not give up her efforts and instead continued to improve herself. She is now an incredibly beautiful woman who looks nothing like she did when she initially appeared on the reality show.
I never want to go back to the place.
What?
The way I was treated. You never want to go back there. It's lonely.
Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like.
I know she gotta feel so good with all of that weight off of her. Like, that shit hurts. Like me, I'm nowhere near as big as they are. That sounds offensive, but I'm not. But sometimes like I be feeling like heart pain and shit when I get up. That's why like I'm finna go on a diet. I can't do it. I don't want to be like big like that, because I've noticed whenever I get stressed out or when I'm bored or like upset, I notice I always want to eat. And it makes me feel good. While I'm eating, it makes me feel good, but I feel like shit after I'm done eating. So yeah, I'm trying to like control that, because that's a really bad habit. I always reach for the snacks whenever like I'm upset or something, or like even when I play the game, I notice too, like I be snacking a lot, because I play Apex. So like when I lose, I get upset, and so I'm like, I need some chips, I need something to eat, and then I notice like, okay, I need to stop doing this. I can't be snacking whenever I feel upset. But yeah guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on my next reaction video.